Elysian Caches have been out for a little while now, and to be quite frank with you all, I'm not impressed with them. Like many of you, I believe that the Elysian Caches don't have enough things in them that we want. Obviously, they have plenty in there. There's 167 some odd items, but the vast majority of them are crafting materials in a crafting system that really doesn't reward you and is kind of pointless right now in Anthem. And even then, the vanity items that are in the chest are not fantastic or particularly amazing at all. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. What's going on, all of you fantastic freelancers? My name is William, and in today's video we are going to be going over the Elysian Caches and my complaints with them, but along with that, how they can be improved so that the next rotation of the caches are a bit better. And if you have any ideas of your own on how to change the caches to make them better, please let me know in the comment section below after I finish the video, because we may share a couple of the same thoughts. Now, as I was saying, Elysian Caches released last month, and they were kind of not the best things in the entire world. Many of us, including myself, have been hoping for some other means of getting cosmetics aside from the featured store, which up until that point had been pretty lackluster, especially with the promises of armor being inside the caches. Now, a few days before it released, Ben Irving made a post on Twitter that stated that there wouldn't be any armor in the chests. Now, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially since the last month and a half, roughly I think, we had been hyping it up to have armor in those packs. Or caches, rather. Instead, the caches would be reduced to just decals, animations, and so on. But it would also have crafting materials, such as a bundle of 30 Masterwork Embers that Jesse told us about on a live stream. So not only were we going to get cosmetics, but we were going to get embers that we were needing desperately, especially since the bug had happened a week prior that decreased the number of Masterwork Embers that would drop. Now, I thought these would be exclusive to Masterwork Embers and not parts and materials, but once again, I was proven wrong. Now, while Anthem's crafting system still isn't phenomenal, and when I say it isn't phenomenal, I mean it really doesn't benefit you at all. Really and truly, it's kind of a pointless system right now until they rework it. Getting those crafting materials along with the Elysian Caches vanity items wasn't the best move. Now, it would have been a better idea if they had given us all the cosmetics, for example, and then if you had gotten all of the cosmetics, they would give you crafting materials so you at least got something out of the caches. Instead, the crafting materials were mixed in with the vanity items, and more times than not, I saw comments on my videos and posts on Twitter that people were just getting straight crafting materials, and crafting materials for, once again, a system that is kind of useless right now. I myself was pretty ticked off with the first 3 chests that I opened up being essentially duds. So the first fix I would absolutely implement into the Elysian Caches is simple. Give us the vanity items first, and then give us the crafting materials. Or better yet, just replace the crafting materials with Masterwork or Epic Embers. At least with Epic Embers, we can turn them into, I don't know, the components, the consumables that we use before we go into strongholds. And Masterwork Embers that, while the crafting system still isn't fantastic, we need them to make the Masterwork items. If you do even craft at all, which I haven't done since like the first 50 hours of the game. The other thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way was I would be fine if there was more vanity items in the caches than there were crafting materials. For instance, there are only 67 vanity items in the caches, and I think there's 164 some odd items that you can get inside the caches, crafting materials included. It doesn't take a genius to do the math. That's over 90 items in that cache that are crafting materials, and at varying quantities. I can't remember the last time that I needed 20 interceptor components. Talk about frustrating. If you are going to do crafting materials, at least have them turned down at lower or on par with the vanity items. Don't give us more duds in the caches than they're worth. Now then, there's either one of 2 ways you can fix the key situation. The first is my preferred method. You go, you farm a key, you get 1 key a day, and you can only unlock a cache or get the rewards from a cache if you have a key on you. That way you can't be that mooch in that stronghold that goes through with a random bunch of people in hopes of getting a cache or 2 or 3. This way, you can only get an item if you have a key, which not only forces you to go out and grind for that key every day, but it also forces you to play with more people if you want to get more than 1 cache a day. Honestly, that's how I thought the caches were going to work initially, but obviously that's not the case. The other option is to give more than 1 key a day away. I would still prefer that you keep with the concept of if you have a key, you can get the reward. If you don't have a key, then you can't get the reward even if the caches are open by other players. So if you're going to do that, give multiple keys away a day, maybe up to 3. And this would prevent the argument of, oh, hey, I don't have any friends online with me, or I don't have any friends that play Anthem with me. At least you have multiple ways of getting keys and you get multiple caches a day. My next recommendation is kinda obvious, but have armor in the caches. Players want armor, I want armor, and the Ascari-themed armor packs are kind of getting old now. Players need more than 5 or 6 sets to last them, and I think there's a way to make it extend its lifetime a little bit. Say I have a Colossus armor set, that's 3 pieces of armor. I throw that into the cache and you can get either the helmet, the torso, or the legs, or for the Storm, the helmet, the torso, the arms, or the legs. That way you can get random pieces of armor. And personally, right now, armor is the most valuable vanity item in the game, especially with some of the decals and the vanity chests not being too stellar. You guys know what I mean if you saw my previous video on Elysian Caches. That's not to say that there aren't some golden ones in there, but the ones I've gotten so far have been less than stellar. So far, we've gotten a couple fixes in place. Vanity items are the primary source in these caches, and you will only get crafting materials after you've gotten all the vanity items. The next being that vanity items are more than there are crafting materials in the caches. If you have a key, then you can only unlock a cache once a day, and up to 4 items, of course, if you have more people in your squad. This saves people from stealing or going into strongholds hoping for some poor sap to have a key while you don't and mooching off of them. Or the other option being give 3 keys away a day, for those of you who don't have friends who play Anthem, to have multiple opportunities to open up the Elysian Caches. And lastly, include armor in the packs. We know the assets exist, and we know more assets are coming. So throw us a bone, give us some armor, but don't give them away as sets. Give them away as pieces of armor. This forces people to have to grind out for those sets that they want, or hell, they even get the helmet or the arm or the torso or the legs or whatever that they want. Now, I know Elysian Caches are meant to be a limited time thing, and they will refresh and rotate every so often. At least that's what I understand. So far, I would say with this first wave of Elysian Caches, it was a very meh experience. A good learning experience, I'm sure, but it's a very meh experience, and I'm not too thrilled about it. What do you all think of the Elysian Caches right now, or are there any things that you would change? Let me know in the comments section below, as I really do read through all of your comments, and I do respond when I am able. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we have a lot of really cool content coming very soon on your game, Anthem. A special thanks to my channel supporters and patrons for all that they do for your Anthem. Your generous donations go a long way to helping me maintain and oftentimes enhance the quality of the content we produce on this channel, and there's going to be some really cool stuff coming up very soon to reflect that. So again, thank you all so much. I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have a phenomenal day as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are stronger together.